Hello, and this is just a quick video on the participation portion of Research Methods A. And I want to make sure I recorded this video because I do my discussion boards and therefore the actual participation in the class a little different than most of your instructors. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just quickly pulling out the participation rubric from the syllabus. And you're going to see being graded on three things: content, activity, as well as professionalism. But before I get into that, let me just quickly talk about this idea of a discussion cluster. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this class into small groups, and I'm not going to do that until the second or third week of the quarter, which is well before the class starts, because I want to ensure that when I'm making those clusters, I'm using the most up-to-date and the most accurate class roster that we have. So I'm actually going to break you into small groups, and the reason that I do that is I think the depth and the quality of the discussions is heightened when the group is a little bit less. So let's say I just had I had you guys all in the same group and as a class for each of your discussion posts. That's going to be around 25 people, and that can get unwieldy, and it's hard to have a good in-depth discussion. Certain posts are going to get lost, just based on when they replied to that discussion topic. Whereas with the smaller group, it's easier to see everyone and to interact with everyone. So that is why I do those clusters. And the way the clusters work is that there's going to be a discussion topic for each and every single module, and you're going to reply to that topic. That's how you're going to begin kind of the discussion. So each student should have that initial response, and those should be between 200 to 400 words, and you should use at least one source that's found outside of the class. And you should have the intent of furthering conversation. So include a question, include some really good reflection or thoughts on there, things that are going to spur your other classmates to respond to you. So everyone needs to do that initially, and I would do that early in the week. Once you do that, then you're going to start responding to your classmates, and those initial responses should be somewhere around 200 words, so they can be less. And again, it should be furthered through that idea of continuing the discussion. It shouldn't be, "Hey Jenny, really great point." It should be, "Jenny, that's a really interesting thought. I'm interested to see what you would think about this. What if you approached it this way?" Right? To keep that discussion going. I'm hoping for a nice, rich discussion in each of those clusters. And then at the end of that module, one individual is going to be assigned to do a summary. And that individual is going to post a summary of the discussion that their group had into the summary post. And you'll see that when you go into the discussion post. It's very easy to understand where everything goes. And that summary should be 200 to 300 words, and they should, again, go over what was discussed. They should include any of the references that were mentioned and any of the materials. They should attach those if there were materials that were provided. And then all the students can come in and look at those summaries and get an idea of where everyone in the class is at with that given discussion topic. And again, I just think this works better than expecting you to be in the large discussion as an entire class. I'm going to be grading your participation throughout the entire quarter with this rubric, and I'm going to do this at the end of the quarter, where I'm going to look back on your work. I will let you know during the weeks and during the modules if you're not on track. If I notice that you're not participating enough or your content's just not there, I will reach out to you personally and let you know. If you do not hear directly from me, you can assume that you're doing very well with your discussion posts. And I'm going to be grading on three things: the content, activity, and your professionalism. And you can see how they're weighted down there. If you score a poor on the activity section, so you were not active within the clusters, nor did you provide prompt replies to your peers, if I score you anywhere in that poor section, you will receive 0 points for participation for the quarter. So again, the main thing that I'm looking for is that you're active within the discussions, and again that those discussions are purposeful. So make sure you become familiar with this rubric, read over the information I have about the participation, and if you have any questions, please let me know.